Chosen one, listen closely. This is not just a message. It is a divine command. If these words are reaching you, understand that this moment is not a coincidence. You have been led here by God Himself. He has seen your struggles, your pain, the endless cycle of trying and failing, of being mocked for not having enough, of watching others live in abundance while you fought to survive. But all of that is about to change. God has ordained this shift in your life, and you must be ready to embrace it. The doors to financial abundance are swinging wide open. But there is one thing you must do. Act. The time for waiting is over. The wealth, the prosperity, the life you have prayed for. It is already in motion, aligning itself with your destiny. The forces of the universe are gathering, setting into motion an unstoppable flow of blessings that will flood into your life like a mighty river. This is your moment, and it is bigger than you can imagine. The days of struggle, of being ignored, of feeling unseen, are over. Those who looked down on you will soon witness something they never expected: your rise. They thought you would always remain beneath them, but God had a different plan. And now, that plan is unfolding before your eyes. Before we go any further, there are 3 things I need you to do. Hit that like button, subscribe so that you never miss another divine revelation, and type 99 in the comments. Because this number is a declaration, a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive what is rightfully yours. This is not a suggestion, it is a command for those who are truly chosen. If you are watching this and you feel the energy, the urgency, the deep knowing in your spirit that this message is for you, then continue, because what I am about to reveal will shift your reality forever. For years, you have endured the pain of financial struggle. You have watched as others lived freely while you were burdened by the weight of never having enough. You have been rejected, dismissed, overlooked, and even laughed at for not being in the same position as those around you. But what they didn't know, what they could never understand, is that this was all part of your divine preparation. God has been molding you, refining you, preparing you for a wealth so great that you will never have to struggle again. The pain you endured was never a punishment, it was a process. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of frustration was a stepping stone to the abundance that is now on its way to you. Chosen one, do you understand? You were never meant to stay in lack. You were never meant to live in struggle. The hardship was temporary, but the blessing that follows will be eternal. You are on the edge of the greatest breakthrough of your life. But you must do something to claim it. It is not enough to simply desire wealth. You must align yourself with it. And I am about to show you how. There is a divine instruction that will open the floodgates of prosperity in your life. It is simple, yet powerful. It is a command that, once followed, will set everything into motion. Get a clean sheet of paper and write down the number 1111. This number is a spiritual code, a direct signal to the universe that you are ready for the wealth that has been waiting for you. Keep this paper in your wallet, your pocket, somewhere close to you at all times. This is more than just a ritual. It is an act of faith. Every time you see it, you are reminding yourself and the universe that you are in alignment with abundance. That you are ready. That you have stepped into the flow of divine prosperity. There is power in symbols. God often uses material objects to reflect spiritual truths. That is why I am telling you this now, because this small act will set in motion something far greater than you can imagine. Chosen one, do not take this lightly. The wealthy understand this principle. They use it every day to attract abundance. And now, you must do the same. For too long, you have been watching from the sidelines, wondering why others seem to have it easy while you struggle. But here's what they won't tell you. Wealth is spiritual before it is material. You must claim it in the spirit before it manifests in the physical. And today, you are doing exactly that. You see, your financial struggles were never meant to last. They were designed to shape you, to refine you, to prepare you for the responsibility of great wealth. Because what is coming your way is not small. It is not ordinary. It is massive. God is about to pour out so much abundance in your life that you won't even be able to contain it. The blessings are about to overflow. But here's the thing. Only those who believe will receive. Faith is the key. It is not about how much money you have right now. It is about your ability to see beyond your current situation and step into the reality that has already been prepared for you. This is why the 1111 paper is so powerful. Every time you see it, you are reinforcing your belief. You are shifting your energy. You are aligning yourself with wealth. There is another tool that will accelerate this process even further: a silver coin. This is no ordinary object. This coin carries divine energy. It is a magnet for prosperity. It represents the shift from lack to abundance, from struggle to success. Hold this coin in your hand as you pray. Speak over it. Declare your wealth. Carry it with you at all times, and watch as doors begin to open. Chosen one. Understand this: God does not bless those who are not ready. He blesses those who are positioned to receive. You are being given these instructions because you are one of the few who are truly chosen. The wealth that is about to flow into your life is not just for you. It is a testimony. It is proof to the world that God is real, that His favor is unstoppable, and that those who trust in Him will never be put to shame. The very people who mocked you, who doubted you, who dismissed you because of your financial situation, they are about to witness something incredible. God is about to silence their laughter. He is about to put an end to their mockery, because what He is about to do in your life cannot be ignored. Your success will be undeniable. The same people who laughed at you will soon be forced to acknowledge you. They will see the blessings in your life and realize that they were wrong to doubt you. They will regret every word they spoke against you. This is your moment of divine elevation. You are about to step into a level of prosperity that will shock everyone around you. But you must act. Faith without action is dead. You have been given the instructions. Now it is time to follow them. Take your 1111 paper. Keep your silver coin. Pray over them. Align your energy. Believe without doubt. And watch what happens next. This is not just another message. This is your call to action. Do it now. Because wealth is already on its way to you. The weight of financial struggle is not just about money. It's about the emotional and mental burden it places on your soul. It's about the sleepless nights, the uncertainty, the silent frustration of knowing that you were meant for more but feeling trapped in a cycle of lack. It's about watching others move forward while you seem stuck in place, wondering if your breakthrough will ever come. But it was never about punishment. It was never about being forgotten. Every moment of struggle has been a lesson, a refinement, a strengthening of your spirit in preparation for what is about to come. The waiting has been difficult, but it was not in vain. You have been conditioned to see money as a reward for work, as something that must be chased and fought for. But what if the way you've been looking at it was all wrong? What if wealth was never something to be pursued, but something that is attracted? What if money, like energy, flows to those who are in alignment with it? The reason why so many people struggle financially is not because they don't work hard. Hard work is not the deciding factor in wealth. If it were, the hardest working people in the world would be the richest. But that's not the case. Is it? There is a deeper principle at play. One that has been hidden from those who need it the most. Those who already have money understand this. It is why the wealthy seem to get wealthier while the poor remain stuck in cycles of lack. It has nothing to do with effort and everything to do with energy alignment. Abundance is a current. It moves like water, flowing to where it is welcomed. Those who expect wealth, who position themselves to receive it, who understand how to create space for it in their lives, these are the ones who experience its flow. Those who constantly focus on lack, on struggle, on how hard life is, these are the ones who unknowingly block that flow. Think about this. Have you ever noticed that when someone is desperate for money, they seem to repel it? The more they need it, the more elusive it becomes. But those who have money, who carry a sense of certainty that more is always coming, somehow always find themselves in opportunities that bring them even more. This is not a coincidence. This is a universal law. And now, you must start seeing money differently. You must stop treating it as something that is difficult to obtain, something that only comes through struggle and suffering. That mindset has been a chain around your potential, keeping you bound to a reality that no longer serves you. The moment you shift your perception, everything begins to change. You were never meant to chase money. You were meant to attract it. But attraction requires alignment, and alignment requires faith. Faith is not just believing that money will come. It is living as if it already has. It is walking in the confidence that prosperity is inevitable. It is releasing the fear, the doubt, the anxiety that keeps you locked in scarcity. You have been conditioned to think in terms of limits, to believe that wealth is reserved for a select few, that you must work yourself to exhaustion just to survive. But those beliefs are not the truth. They were programmed into you by a system designed to keep you small. You were never meant to be small. You were chosen for more. The reason why so many people never break free from financial hardship is because they never challenge the beliefs that keep them there. They continue to operate under the same patterns, the same mindset, the same expectations, and they wonder why nothing changes. The mind is powerful. It is the architect of your reality. If you continue to see yourself as someone who struggles, your life will reflect that. If you see yourself as someone who is destined for abundance, the world around you will begin to shift. This is why the wealthy operate differently. It is not just about what they do, but how they think. They don't sit in fear, waiting for money to run out. They move with confidence, knowing that they are always in a state of receiving. And this is the shift that must happen within you. Your financial reality is a mirror of your internal state. If you see money as something that is scarce, it will be scarce in your life. If you see it as something that flows easily, as something that naturally comes to you, you will begin to experience that reality. It is time to rewrite the story you have been telling yourself. You are not someone who struggles. You are not someone who barely gets by. You are not someone who has to work tirelessly for every dollar. You are someone who attracts wealth effortlessly. You are someone who is aligned with abundance. You are someone who moves with certainty, knowing that prosperity is your birthright. But here is where most people make a mistake. They try to think positively about money while still feeling the weight of struggle. They repeat affirmations. They try to force themselves into a new mindset. But deep down, their energy remains rooted in scarcity. That is why true transformation requires more than words. It requires a shift in identity. You must begin to embody wealth, not just in thought, but in action, not just in desire, but in expectation. This does not mean reckless spending. This does not mean pretending to be rich while ignoring financial responsibilities. It means moving through life with the confidence of someone who knows they are always provided for. It means releasing the panic, the worry, the desperation that keeps money at a distance. It means trusting that God's plan for your financial freedom is already unfolding. Even when you can't yet see the full picture. You were never meant to live in fear. You were never meant to struggle endlessly. The universe is abundant. God is abundant. And as His chosen one, you are meant to be abundant too. Look around you. Everything in nature operates in effortless abundance. The trees do not struggle to grow. The rivers do not struggle to flow. The sun does not struggle to shine. Abundance is the natural state of existence. It is only human conditioning that creates scarcity. You must break free from that conditioning. You must step into a new reality. One where you do not fear money. Where you do not chase it, but where you welcome it. Where you move in alignment with it. Where you expect it. Expectation is everything. Those who expect little receive little. Those who expect abundance receive abundance. You have waited long enough. You have questioned long enough. You have doubted long enough. Now, it is time to believe. Because the moment you truly believe, when every fiber of your being knows that wealth is inevitable for you, everything begins to shift. It starts within, and then, it manifests without. Your breakthrough is already set in motion. You just need to step into it. There was never a moment when you were not being guided. Even in your darkest times. When you felt abandoned. When you thought nothing would ever change. God was orchestrating something far greater than you could see. Every hardship, every setback, every disappointment was not meant to break you. It was meant to prepare you. But prepare you for what? For abundance. For a life where you no longer have to wonder if you will have enough. For a reality where wealth flows to you. Not as a result of struggle, but as a direct consequence of who you are becoming. You must understand something fundamental. Wealth is not created through effort alone. If it were, the hardest working people in the world would be the richest. Yet, reality proves otherwise. Wealth is received by those who are energetically aligned with it. For too long, you have been conditioned to believe that money is something you must fight for, that it is something difficult, something reserved for others, something that comes only after suffering. But that is not the truth. That is the lie the world has fed you to keep you small. The truth is simple. Money flows to those who expect it. Not just those who hope for it. Not just those who wish for it. But those who expect it as a certainty. As something that is already theirs. Already waiting for them. Already moving toward them at this very moment. You must begin to think like those who already have wealth. The wealthy do not wake up wondering if money will come to them. They wake up knowing that it will. They move through life with the quiet confidence that prosperity is inevitable. And because they believe it, Because they expect it. They are in constant alignment with the opportunities, the connections, and the circumstances that bring it to them effortlessly. The only difference between you and them is perspective. They expect abundance. You have been trained to expect struggle. But that training ends today. The moment you shift your expectation, you shift your reality. Think about it. When you truly expect something to happen, your actions naturally align with that expectation. If you were absolutely certain that wealth was flowing toward you, how would you move differently? How would you speak? How would you think? Would you still operate in fear? Would you still hesitate? Would you still carry the weight of past failures as if they define your future? Or would you walk with confidence? Would you open yourself to opportunities instead of doubting them? Would you receive instead of always feeling like you have to earn? This is not about recklessness. This is not about pretending. This is about embodiment. You must begin to embody the energy of wealth now. Not when you have more money. Not when circumstances change. Now. Because here is a truth that cannot be ignored. Your external world will always reflect your internal state. If you see yourself as someone who struggles, your life will reinforce that identity. If you see yourself as someone who thrives, opportunities will arise that align with that reality. This is why the same people seem to experience endless financial hardship, while others continuously attract more and more prosperity. It is not random. It is not about luck. It is about alignment. The universe does not respond to desperation. It responds to certainty. You must become certain. The moment you stop chasing money and start expecting it to flow to you, the way you move in the world changes. And when you change, your reality follows. It is a shift so powerful, so undeniable, that once you step into it, you will look back and wonder how you ever lived differently. But for this transformation to take hold, you must do something that many fear. You must let go. Let go of the scarcity mindset. Let go of the fear of not having enough. Let go of the belief that wealth is difficult. Because as long as you hold on to those beliefs, you will continue to reinforce them in your reality. Think about it. How many times have you operated from a place of lack? From a place of fear? From a place of, what if I never have enough? And what has that brought you? More struggle, more lack, more experiences that reflect that exact fear. It is time to break free. You must make a decision. A decision to stop accepting less than what you were destined for. A decision to stop waiting for wealth and instead claim it. A decision to stop operating from fear and instead step fully into expectation. There is no force in this world stronger than certainty. When you know you are meant for abundance, it has no choice but to come to you. This is how the world works. This is how the universe operates. This is how those who are truly wealthy live. You must step into this truth. Right now. Not tomorrow. Not when things get better. Now. Because the moment you decide to see yourself as someone who already has wealth, you will begin to act in ways that attract it. You will begin to move with the confidence of someone who is already provided for. You will begin to release the tension, the anxiety, the stress that has kept money at a distance from you for so long. And when that happens, you will experience something extraordinary. A shift. A divine realignment. Suddenly, things that once seemed impossible will become effortless. Suddenly, the doors that once seemed locked will swing open. Suddenly, the people who once overlooked you will take notice. Because you are no longer operating as someone who is waiting. You are being. You are embodying. You are living in alignment with the reality that was always meant for you. Wealth has always been yours. It was never something you had to fight for. It was something you had to recognize. And now, that recognition is taking place. From this moment forward, you must carry yourself differently. You must see yourself differently. You must operate differently. Because the person you used to be, the one who lived in fear, who doubted, who struggled, no longer exists. You are someone new, someone powerful, someone who knows. And because you know, the universe will respond. It always does. There is a shift happening within you. You can feel it. A part of you knows that something is different now. The old thoughts, the old patterns, the old ways of living, none of them fit anymore. It's as if you are being pulled into a new reality. One where you no longer have to struggle. Where money is no longer something you chase, but something that flows to you naturally. This transformation is not just mental. It is spiritual. It is energetic. It is divine. You are stepping into a new identity. The identity of someone who receives. Someone who expects abundance. Someone who is aligned with wealth in a way that they never were before. This is not just about money. This is about power. Not power over others, but power over yourself. The power to decide how your life unfolds. The power to break free from old limitations. The power to rewrite your destiny. For too long, you have been living according to beliefs that were never truly yours. You inherited them from society, from your family, from past experiences that made you feel like success was difficult, that wealth was out of reach, that financial struggle was just a part of life. But that was never your truth. That was never your destiny. You were never meant to live in lack. You were never meant to suffer under the weight of financial burdens. That was a lie, and now, you see it for what it is. The moment you begin to reject that false reality, everything shifts. Money is not hard to obtain. Wealth is not reserved for a select few. Prosperity is not something that requires endless suffering and exhaustion. These are lies. The truth is that abundance is natural. Look at the world around you. Look at nature. Does the ocean struggle to produce waves? Does the sun hesitate to rise? Does a tree worry about whether it will receive enough sunlight? No. Everything in existence moves effortlessly within its divine flow. And you are no different. Wealth is simply energy. And like all energy, it is attracted to those who are in harmony with it. You have been out of harmony with money for too long. You have seen it as something separate from you. Something you had to work endlessly for. Something that was always just out of reach. But now, you understand. You do not need to chase money. You need to become the person who attracts it. And that means changing your energy. Changing your relationship with wealth. Changing the way you see yourself. Who do you believe yourself to be? Do you still see yourself as someone who struggles? Someone who has to fight for every dollar? Someone who is always on the edge of financial instability? Or do you see yourself as someone who is already abundant? Because your reality will always reflect what you believe about yourself. You have been conditioned to think that money is something that comes and goes. Something unreliable. Something that can disappear at any moment. But what if you started seeing it differently? What if money was like air, always available, always flowing, always present? What if wealth was not something that could be taken from you, but something that was an extension of who you are? Because that is the truth. Money is not something external. It is an extension of your energy. And energy cannot be lost. It can only transform. The wealth that is coming to you is not something you will get. It is something that you will align with. It is something that will flow to you effortlessly once you fully step into this new identity. There is a reason why you are hearing this message. Because you are ready. You are ready to let go of the struggle. You are ready to step into ease. You are ready to start receiving. But you must first accept this new truth. You must stop doubting. Stop waiting. Stop wondering if it will happen. It is happening. Right now. Everything around you is shifting. The universe is already aligning opportunities, resources, and connections to bring you the wealth that has been waiting for you. But you must step into this reality fully. You cannot go back to the old ways of thinking. You cannot allow fear to creep back in. You cannot let the past dictate your future. The old version of you is gone. You are reborn into a new way of living, a new way of thinking, a new way of being. From this moment forward, you move differently. You walk with the certainty that wealth is already yours. You wake up knowing that money is flowing to you in ways you cannot even see yet. You operate with a calm, unshakable faith that abundance is inevitable. Because it is. The world around you will begin to reflect this shift. You will notice small signs at first. Unexpected blessings. Opportunities appearing out of nowhere. People treating you differently. Pay attention. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Confirmations that you are in alignment with a new reality. A reality where you no longer struggle for money. A reality where you command wealth effortlessly. A reality where you are seen, respected, and valued for the powerful being that you are. This transformation is permanent. There is no turning back. You are now one of the few who understand how reality works. You see beyond the illusion. You know that money is just energy. And now, you control that energy. This is what it means to be truly free. Not just financially, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You are free from the fear of lack. Free from the stress of survival. Free from the limitations that once held you back. And now, you thrive. Because that is what you were meant to do all along. Everything has been leading to this moment. Every hardship, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt. It was all preparing you for the transformation that is now unfolding. You are no longer the person who struggles. You are no longer the person who wonders if wealth will come. You are now the person who knows. This is not just a shift in thinking. It is a shift in being. You are stepping into a new reality where wealth is not something distant, something you must reach for. It is something that flows to you naturally. Something that is already yours. Something that responds to the energy you embody. And that energy? It has change. You no longer move from a place of scarcity. You no longer operate from fear. You have released the weight of doubt. You have released the limitations that once kept you small. And now, you move as someone who is aligned with abundance. This shift is irreversible. Once you step into this level of knowing, you can never go back. You can never see money the same way again. You can never see yourself the same way again. The wealthy do not see money as something difficult to obtain. They expect it. And now, so do you. Because you understand the truth. Money is energy. And energy flows where it is welcomed. For years, you were unknowingly pushing wealth away. Not because you didn't want it, but because your energy was not in harmony with it. You lived in a state of worry. A state of survival. A state of hoping for money instead of expecting it. But now, that old version of you is gone. You have stepped into the version of yourself that commands wealth. This is not arrogance. This is not greed. This is simply alignment. There is no hesitation in the way you move now. No second guessing. No questioning whether or not abundance is coming. Because you know it already is. This certainty is what sets you apart. This is what makes you one of the few who understand how reality truly works. Most people live in reaction. They wait to see something before they believe it. But you understand the law of creation. You do not wait for proof before believing. You believe first. And then, reality follows. This is why your wealth is inevitable. Because you are no longer waiting for it to come from the outside. You are commanding it from within. The world around you will soon begin to reflect this shift. Opportunities will appear that you once thought were impossible. Money will flow to you in ways that defy logic. People will begin to treat you differently, sensing something powerful about your presence. This is what happens when you step into alignment. The energy of certainty is magnetic. And now, you are unstoppable. But here is the most important part. You must continue to walk in this new identity. You must protect this energy. You must refuse to allow old doubts, old fears, and old beliefs to pull you back into a reality that no longer serves you. The people around you may not understand what is happening. They may still see you as the person you used to be. They may try to pull you back into conversations of lack, of struggle, of limitation. But you must rise above it. You are no longer available for that kind of thinking. You are no longer available for that kind of energy. You have graduated from the mindset of survival. And now, you thrive. This transformation is permanent. You are wealthy in your mind, in your spirit, in your energy. And because of that, wealth in the physical world has no choice but to follow. This is what it means to be truly chosen. This is what it means to step into your divine inheritance. It was always yours. You just had to claim it. And now, you have. This is the moment you were destined for. Everything that has happened up until now. The struggles, the doubts, the lessons. Was shaping you into the person who is ready to receive wealth. Not as something fleeting, but as something permanent, something that flows effortlessly into your life. You are no longer in the energy of hoping. You are no longer in the energy of waiting. You are now in the energy of receiving. This is not just a mindset shift. This is a complete identity shift. You are wealth. You are abundance. You are the energy that attracts prosperity effortlessly. And because of that, money is coming to you now. No longer are you chasing after it. No longer are you asking if you will ever have enough. That version of you is gone. The person you have become. The person you are right now already has everything they need. Wealth flows where it is welcomed, where it is expected, where it is embraced. And you have now become the person who expects it effortlessly. This is why the struggle is over. Not because the world changed. Not because someone handed you money. But because you change. Because you are no longer the version of yourself who believes that wealth is difficult. That old belief? Gone. That old reality? Gone. Everything from this moment forward exists in a new paradigm. A paradigm where you are always provided for. A paradigm where money never stops flowing. A paradigm where you move with absolute certainty that you will always have more than enough. And now, the world around you will begin to respond to this shift. Watch as unexpected money begins to appear. Watch as new opportunities reveal themselves effortlessly. Watch as people around you begin to see you differently because they can feel the shift in your energy. You are radiating abundance now. And because of that, everything in your life is realigning. This is what happens when you embody certainty. When you no longer live in doubt. When you no longer live in hesitation. This is what happens when you become the source of wealth. When you are no longer looking outside of yourself, but instead, realizing that wealth has always been within you. From this moment forward, you will never see money the same way again. You will never see yourself the same way again. Because once you step into this level of knowing, you can never go back. You will never again allow yourself to think in terms of lack. You will never again allow yourself to entertain the idea that wealth is difficult. You will never again lower your energy to the frequency of struggle. Because you have evolved, you have stepped into your true power. And from this place, everything is effortless. Money is no longer something you work for. It is something that works for you. Opportunities are no longer something you seek, they find you. Wealth is no longer something you desire. It is something you live. This is the reality of the chosen ones. This is the life that was always meant for you. And now, it is yours. Forever.